we gonna have a good time and keep you in the know. Let all your trouble go. In the know, in the know, in the know. In the know, in the know, in the know. In the know, in the know, in the know.
This is the place to be. Turn the radio station to victory. Empty. Whoop. It's going up right now. Don't touch that down.
They can't hear that on Facebook Live.
Nope.
They don't know what we vibing to.
Nope.
She got on.
In the know. That's the
In
thing.
the know.
In the know.
In the know.
In the
You
know.
hear that?
Hey.
In the know. Uh-oh.
Hey. Go Trey.
In the know. Remix.
In the know.
This the remix. This the remix.
In the know.
This the
In the
remix.
know. Hey. Hey.
Somebody calling
In the
me,
know.
but I'm on in the know.
Hey.
Gotta call you back. Cause we in the know.
We in the know.
In the know.
Radio show
In the know.
at the Victory Station.
In the know.
Hey, let's go.
In the know.
Woo.
In the know. In the know. In the know. In the know. I knew that's when it was.
Hey, it's your girl Michellita Taylor in the Victory Station for the In the Know radio show. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Saturday. It's a picture perfect day right now, and there's so many things that are happening in our city. Hopefully you will make some time, take some time to go out. We got the Melanin Market that's happening today. We
That's
have, I think is it today?
14th.
The 14th?
It's the 14th.
Come on, Trey, get me straight.
I
I'm
gotta get it
excited
right
about the
now.
Melanin
You
Market.
still got time
Listen,
for the Melanin
people
Market.
gonna be heading out there like
Hey, Philip
she
Randolph.
didn't steer this wrong. It is next week, but there's a couple things going on today at the Lift Every Voice Park.
Yes.
That's happening. So, hey, that amongst other things are taking place. So while you're making decisions on your plan, you get to listen to our broadcast today. And I have a good friend in the building. He's going to school us a little bit. I know I'm excited about really taking some ownership when it comes to agriculture and eating healthy and things that we can do to help preserve our bodies and save a few coins as well. So with no further ado, in the studio today is Mr. Trey Ford. He is a Black environmentalist and cultural agripreneur, wordsmith, based in Jacksonville, Florida. He serves as Strategic Partnership Coordinator at St. John's River Keeper, leading community-driven efforts to restore and protect the Ribault River. He's also the founder of Florida Fish Pepper Company, a movement reviving an heirloom pepper and deep African-American Haitian roots. Through food, farming, and environmental justice, Trey is helping reconnect Black communities to land, legacy, and liberation. I love that. Clap it up for my friend Trey.
Give it up. Yeah. Hit the clap button.
Come on, that's
right.
How you doing, friend?
I'm doing well.
Is this a great time of year for you?
It is. It is.
Considering things that you're doing in the outdoors, farming, agriculture, is this that time on the calendar where you're like, hey, this is a great time to be able to see some growth?
Definitely. We with the fish peppers, we get kind of 2 seasons of harvest, and so this is that first harvest. So first harvest is always a good harvest. That's where you can get some more demand for the second harvest and get some more seeds in the ground. And it's beautiful, like you said, outside in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yep.
It ain't quite as hot as it is
Thank
in
goodness.
South Florida yet, but we getting there.
And we have our waves, right?
Yeah,
like we've had the 99s and then goes to 88. It's like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I could take that afternoon walk today.
Need that breeze.
It really gets hot. But Trey, tell us, where are you from?
So I was born in Louisville, Kentucky, but I only spent maybe about a week there. As soon as I was born, I headed to Miami, Florida. That's where that's where I grew up. And I got to Jacksonville in middle school.
Okay.
And so I spent from 7th grade to senior year in Jacksonville, and then I went to Gainesville, go Gators.
Okay.
University of Florida. I was there during our Titletown USA era. We was winning Olympic medals. We was winning championships, basketball, football, bowling, probably. I don't know. All the sports you don't even know about. Pickleball wasn't even out yet. We probably
would have done that too. Yeah.
Pickleball championship. So And I spent a long time in Gainesville before I moved back to Jacksonville in 2019.
And so now you are here.
Now I'm here.
And our city is budding. Like, people are coming here. They're excited about the explosiveness of growth, the change of even the theme and the temperature of our city.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm from Jacksonville, and we have our ebbs and flows, that love-hate relationship.
Right.
But now I'm like, I love my city, and I'm excited to see all the things that are coming down the pipeline.
Right.
So when you were young, and it's funny we're having this conversation today because my daughter, she loves outdoors, and I'm so glad she does. She loves to walk in from the car in her preschool. She wants to pick up a rock. Mommy, can I pick up this leaf?
They touch everything, don't they?
She just wants everything until we go outside and play. She wants to be in the dirt. And I'm like, Mila, it was like, Michellita, when you were a little girl, what were some of your fondest memories? It was playing outside in the dirt, making mud pies, making the blades of grass was the fries, the mud pies was hammer, and it was just like that creativity of your hands in the earth, just knowing what can be produced and come out of it. And so do you recall a time when you were younger where you really kind of saw this budding passion of farming and agriculture kind of come up?
Definitely. Well, and we have the advantage, I would say, being the age that we are, which we ain't gonna put our age out there, but we're old enough not to have had as many options, screens, as the current generation coming up does from a standpoint of staying inside. So make-believe outside was where it was at. I actually was involved in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, and so just involved in nature, and maybe not necessarily growing things, but I don't know how many people know that there's actual things in the soil, microbes, that when you touch them with your skin, it improves your mental stability, and your just your outlook on life and things like that. The sun, being in the sun, is another one that just improves what the things that I feel like people that are ailing people right now, as far as being inside too much, being on the screen too much, and not being outside and touching things and feeling feeling the sun on your skin, all that.
I know when my mood is kind of, in limbo. Even my daughter, she had her tonsils out not too long ago, and she of course had to stay inside to recover, but we were kind of getting that antsiness of being inside. Her mood was going up and down, mine was going, I was like, let's go outside. Let's just go outside. Sit, on the patio for a little bit, let that sun just hit our skin, feel the wind. And it was literally the game changer for the rest of the day. And so to your point, I think a lot of us do take for granted the fact that natural vitamin D, not the supplements through capsules, but it is that vitamin D that really can improve our overall mental health, our mood, all the things internally that we need in order to support healthy living.
100%. And Black people are traditionally or oftentimes vitamin D deficient anyway, because the melanin in our skin does block it out more. So it's like we need even more sun. Right. We were meant to be in the sun. We are the sun people.
We are the sun people, and we have to embrace that. Our body actually craves it. So you are the founder of the Florida Fish Pepper Company. Tell us about that.
Yes. So I was working at a farm last year or the year before last, and I was hired as a market manager. So really it was in line with the work that I'd already been doing in Jacksonville, as far as coordinating events, bringing people together, creating activation.
Let's talk about, take a pause for that? Some of the other things that you do?
Absolutely.
Because you're not just a farmer.
Oh no, I'm not just a farmer.
You do some things in the
entertainment.
entertainment.
We'll stat sheet.
Yes, you do some things on the entertainment side, on the
yeah.
educational side. Tell us a little bit more about that.
And that's a good way to say how I got reintroduced back to Jacksonville. So when I was leaving Gainesville, coming back into Jacksonville, I had an opportunity to start over and decide, what do I really want to do? At the time, I had owned a magazine that I was closing down and coming to Jacksonville, and something that I had done in Gainesville that I really enjoyed was called film programming. And this is another, career path that people aren't familiar with. It's not a title that you hear. You hear about filmmaker or videographer. But a film programmer is specifically somebody who usually does film festivals, but you're creating an event around the premiere of a film, around the showing of a film, whether that's a movie plus a panel, or whether that's the first thing that me and my partner did was a movie and after party. Aaron Day. Yeah. So we did a Black Panther movie. Gainesville is a place where there's a Black community there, but it's kind of segmented based on, are you in college? Are you postgraduate? Are you from Gainesville?
Community in communities,
right?
Kind of thing. Yeah.
So we had a screening of Black Panther, the first one that came out, in February, I think of February of 2018. And it was something that brought all of the different communities together because we all got behind that movie. This is our superhero.
Yeah.
And so we had a movie, and then we had a Welcome to Wakanda after party. Actually had a wedding reception venue, but we changed it to look like Wakanda and had some art around, and we had some African drummers and dancers come through this after party. And it was just a huge thing, and then people wanted us to keep doing that. So we did a blaxploitation series where we looked at some of the movies that independent black filmmakers had to put together because they weren't getting the support of the studios in Hollywood, so they were putting together stuff. And that's just what we do. The same thing with agriculture.
So impactful too. I mean, because those under acknowledged and even known types of levels of entertainment for those types of writers is something that we know that can be impactful in terms of our voices and the messaging, things like that.
Absolutely.
So I love that.
And I always draw a parallel between the two because I feel that putting together a film is like putting together a meal from scratch as well.
Yeah.
We're consuming this content, so we're not be eating it consumption wise, but that's what Black people did with agriculture and with the style of food that we eat, where soul food came from, and some of the gully geechee dishes and stuff like that. It came from lack, but it came from being resourceful and stuff like that. So. Film is kind of what I think most people initially knew me for in Jacksonville. We did a screening of Queen and Slim here. We did, I guess I'll go more recently. Have you seen The Blackening?
Not yet.
It's good. It's about college or former college students that are I guess college classmates that came back together every Juneteenth, and they got a cabin together, and there's spades in there. There's a lot of culture in that movie or whatnot. But I bring it up because we went from really supporting the studio movies that are going to be popular to, which movies have like a message, which movies are independent that we can showcase. We worked with Carlos, the director, on several of his movies. He's here in Jacksonville. And so, the studio films, they're going to get the money anyway. So we wonder, how do we showcase the independent filmmakers, kind of like how we did with the blaxploitation series. And,
so
film
all,
program.
all the things connected together in terms of cultivating.
Right.
Cultivating growth, consumption, and then hopefully with what we're consuming, we're able to disseminate out.
Absolutely.
In a positive type of way.
Content and community. Content and community and conversation.
I love that. So back to, I made that little segue there because I wanted to make sure that the people knew. Your Florida Fish Pepper Company. Tell us about how that came about.
So I was working at a farm that is actually in a food desert, and the goal was to have a market where people could come and buy some of the food. The food desert is usually classified as there's a certain population, but there's not enough grocery stores in comparison to that population. So it's not to say that there's no grocery stores in the area, but in comparison, you've got way more liquor stores and drug stores and things like that. And so there was no training because this was like a grant that I think the organization had won. And so I had to go and train myself. And, I trained by doing, and seeing and watching. And so I was going to the other farmers markets, and I bought this pepper. And it was so interesting because the day I bought the pepper, I got it from Dave the Plant Man. He's usually out at the beach markets. So shout out to him. But he was not there. He had like a substitute there. And I'm just looking at these seedlings, and, I had grown jalapenos before, just in my back patio in Gainesville, but that's about it. I went to school for agricultural operations management, but they were training you to come and be a project manager, then go get your GC license. It was like more of like a corporate path than what it sounds like. I think I drove a tractor down and back one time. But this fish pepper just looks so interesting because it's green and white. So, there's other plants that are green and white, but I'd never seen like an edible plant that was green and white that it doesn't have any peppers on it because it's very small. I bought 2 of them, and one of them died. I just left them in the greenhouse. I used to call myself the white collar farmer because I'm out here like doing tours, and I'm not really in the dirt or anything like that. I'm trying to get these vendors to come out here, hiring the DJ, trying to get people to come out and make it an experience, but I'm not really watering the plants and sowing the seeds at that time. And this plant, over time, the one that survived, one of the farmers was like, "Hey, you got some peppers on your plant." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Shoot, let's get the seeds out and plant some more." He was like, "No, you got to eat this is the first fruit. You got to eat it." So we ate it, and it was hot. I was like, "This pepper is spicy." And I like spicy food. And most spicy peppers, you're not supposed to just eat them. You're supposed to cook with them or use them for hot sauce or whatever. But I was like, that's when I actually looked up the pepper. And it had just a rich history, a cool origin story.
Yeah.
And so the origin story goes, it's called a fish pepper, I assume because of language barrier between the Haitians, and I guess some Haitians had fled during or after they won the revolution over France and booted them out of Haiti. Some of them had come over to the Chesapeake, Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland area. And so what I assume, this is just in the articles that I've read, what I assume is that they broke bread with the African Americans that were in Baltimore or Chesapeake, Virginia. They had a meal, and people were probably trying to ask in English, what's in this? This is really good. And it just became one of the most popular peppers in oyster houses, crab houses, fish houses. Shucking oysters was one of the first enterprises of African American people, specifically women, after the slavery was abolished. And so, like, seafood has always been enriched in our, especially the coastal African Americans. Like, it's been a part of our culture. Crab boils. Jacksonville known for this crab.
Listen, what I mean? I had some crabs last night.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a blessing. Hallelujah.
Yep.
It had been a while, but it was necessary.
So
I feel like that's going to add a little more seasoning to this conversation today.
That's it.
Because I probably had a little bit of that fish pepper.
Right.
And didn't even know it.
Right. And so, since that time period, everything was passed down orally. I think it was just called a fish pepper also because it's just like, hey, what do I use this for? But it's a pretty pepper. It's green. I should have brought some. It's green and white. Just like the plant is green and white. Yeah. Some of the peppers are all the way white or green and white.
What shape is it?
It's not as big as a jalapeno. Okay. So I would say,
kind of that warped triangular.
Yeah, definitely a triangular. It's not like a wide like a bell. It's not fat like a Scotch bonnet. So it does have like a pointiness to it, almost like a upside down wizard hat, if you will.
Yeah.
It's not, but again, it's not as big as a jalapeno. And look it up right now. If you're listening in, look up fish pepper, and you'll see the story. So to wrap the story up historically, Haiti brought it over in the let's say 1700s, 1800s, sometime in that time frame. We're using it all the way up to the last tracked fish pepper, I guess, documented was 1950 when a painter named Horace Pippin was breaking bread. Again, conversations, community. He was breaking bread with a beekeeper. The beekeeper was actually white, which, he's part of agriculture. So they're trading honey products. What the article specifically said was he was trading bee stings on his hands for arthritis for different heirloom seeds. So not just the fish pepper, but all of the different seeds that are, were procured in African American agriculture. So the different beans and things that we used to eat. And this beekeeper was saving the seeds. And so, again, in the 1950s, as we started to get more opportunity to get out of agriculture and to get into white collar jobs, it almost, I would say, became extinct or less well known. But in the 90s, this beekeeper's grandson found him. I guess after he had passed away and they were dividing up the man's estate, he found multiple different heirloom crops and he kind of returned them to the people who were using them and registered them as heirloom.
Oh, wow.
So the 90s is the first time that it kind of sprung back out.
Yeah.
But again, only with pepper enthusiasts and the people in that area. If you ask somebody down here what a fish pepper is, it's likely that they don't know.
Never heard of it.
Exactly.
Probably tasted it, but the terminology of it.
Fish pepper.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some fish peppers.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a fish. It doesn't smell like a fish. It's a spicy pepper. It's spicier than a jalapeno. Not quite as spicy as like, Carolina Reaper and some of those things. But so Florida Fish Pepper Co., I saw it as an opportunity to gravitate towards the historical side of this, the storytelling aspect of it, but also there's a thrust of people growing their own food and wanting to get into agribusiness or buying land or different things like that. And so I saw it as an opportunity to, can this be our jalapeno where we control the market? Since it's so rare, and you can't buy it, we control the pricing. Since it's so rare, we have to work in community. There was a guy in West Palm Beach who asked me for 3.5 pounds. All of my peppers go to members, or I sell the seedlings because I'm trying to build the amount of people growing it. So I was like, I don't have 3.5 pounds of peppers. So we would have to be like, hey, Michellita, how many peppers did you get together?
Out,
And the more people growing it, the better, because we can get individual deals of our own, but then we can also collectively bargain with grocery stores or sauce makers or people who are needing the product once they try it.
what does a typical day look like for you in this industry?
So I work full time, which means I have to leverage a lot of help. So for me, sometimes, especially during the school year, I'm able to get out early enough to actually like water the plants, check for pests. I do regenerative farming, so I don't use chemicals and things like that. So I gotta like pick the hornworms off. The deer have been giving me the most trouble because before the peppers get on there, the deer will eat anything. So I have some that I grow at my apartment that are just they're the start.
And we do have deer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got deer in Jacksonville.
Deer in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah. Raccoons has been another problem for people in community garden. There's a young lady growing some fish peppers in her community garden, and there's like a raccoon that's like ravaging everybody's stuff.
Oh,
so
gosh.
just pests.
So what do you do to try to? I mean, is there anything that can be done?
Trial and error. So it's funny. I'm working on. There are some peppers that didn't look as good, but they're still probably spicy and good. They just kind of had gone bad. So I'm trying to create something that's going to make them regret eating the leaves. I'm going to spray that on them. There's something called deer fence that smells, I guess it's supposed to smell like a predator's urine. That doesn't work. I mean, the animals start to outsmart that stuff, or rain will wash it away. So, I mean, the main thing is agriculture is not a set it and forget it thing. I mean, you have to work and check and water and amend your soil, and you have to do all the things if you're going to produce a good crop.
Speaking of soil, is there any like recommendation as to what kind of soil and then maybe what area, like say, I know myself and maybe others are interested in doing a garden. Not per se the deep farming. I know gardening is a type of farming in some way.
Any level, you get in where you fit in.
Yeah, so if that was something that a person wanted to say, hey, I want to try and buy a couple of fish pepper seeds and grow this, what would be some things that we would need to do to get started?
So I personally grow all of my fish peppers in pots. And the reason I do that is because it gets so hot in the summer, like it's going to get hot to the point where I'm going to want to move them into more shade than they've been in. But also even the cold, it's like easier to protect them and things like that.
Is this a good time of year to go ahead and start?
It is. I would say start them inside because the younger seedlings are, they're just more vulnerable to the sun. And so you can start them now and then you'll have them where they're at a good size for when the fall. One of the things that happens when it's too hot is the flowers drop and the peppers come from the flower. That's where you get your crop from. And so the flowers are just dropping because it's trying to just stay cool and keep its energy in the right places, in the roots and in the leaves and things like that. But I would say still, Florida is unique because you can kind of grow things year round. And it's like trial and error. Trial and error is very important. You mentioned soil. I like getting Fox Farms tree frog soil, which you can get at most, I would say most garden stores have it, but I get it from Standard Feed and Seed, who has also sold fish pepper seedlings for us in the past. I would say, that's my favorite. They also have one called Ocean Forest, but it's also by Fox Farms, same company. That's pretty good. And those, it just has enough nutrients in it where you don't have to like think about fertilizer and stuff like that. I would not get soil from like Home Depot and Lowe's because that soil. So there's this phrase: soil is alive and dirt is dead. So if you go to Home Depot, you're getting dirt probably. And the whole thing that makes the plants grow is the microorganisms that's inside of the soil, and that's the magic.
I love that. So we're gonna shift in just a moment after this this break. I really want us to talk about the weighty benefit of this in the Black community. I love even just this time of year where we're getting ready to celebrate Juneteenth and just ways that we can just reclaim some areas in our life when it comes to agriculture that will transfer over into the economy, that can save us some coins and things. So and actually
make us some coins.
And make us
agripreneurs.
Some coins.
We looking for them.
Yes, make us some coins and something that we can pass down in our community because, like you said, it really just kind of phased out in the late 50s, early 60s.
Even before then, just sharecroppers were getting bad deals with land. There's a lot of trauma that we experience from the standpoint of being in agriculture, from doing it for free to not being supported in it by the USDA, which they've tried to amend kind of on the back end, but I want to say it's less than 2% of farmers, officially registered farmers, I would say, are Black.
Wow. So great opportunity.
100%.
It's our time. All right. So I asked all my guests, as my faithful listeners know, to give me some inspirational songs that just kind of motivate you, prepare you for a task, kind of give you a little woosah if you had that client that you're like, okay, I need to calm down a little bit. And so you chose one of my favorite groups, Sounds of Blackness.
Yes.
I mean, when I hear that kick,
I know I can send Boosie and Webby.
No, we're not doing that. But Optimistic.
Yes.
Why do you love that song?
So I know I heard that song probably in the maybe not in the car seat, but that's a song where I was in the back seat of the car. I was not driving yet, and I had forgotten all about that song for a long time.
Yeah.
And then somehow, you let your playlist play, and it played like recently, like within the last year or so. And when I heard it, I was like, man, I remember this song.
Yeah.
They don't play that on the radio that often. Obviously, we don't even listen to the radio, so maybe they do. But
Right.
I was like, man, I forgot all about this song, and it's like I had like a nostalgic experience with it. So Sounds of Blackness has a few songs like that.
I love that. So right after the commercial break, we'll be right back with Trey talking about agriculture and farming. But right now, enjoy Optimistic by Sounds of Blackness. I love this song. It makes me go back in time and think about my Auntie Nancy. I don't know where she is, but just a feel good jolt, like the drumming, the chanting, like it is ancestral.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it is that thing that you're just like, it awakens something in you that you kind of forgotten or don't even realize is there in the bloodline.
100%.
Every time that I hear this song, it's just like, I can do anything. Yes.
You know what's funny about it too is like there's a lot, especially now being conversed about hoodoo and voodoo and African spiritualism and stuff like that, as if this wasn't ours originally as well, and I'm not knocking any other thing or whatnot, but like this is like very origin enriched Christian music.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's definitely you can
It's
feel the
soul.
spirit of the Lord in that.
It's the soul music.
Yeah.
And it's the instrumentation, the cadence, all of those things.
And you usually don't hear that intro.
They cut it.
Yeah, they cut that intro. It usually starts right here where the beats is at.
Yep.
Yeah,
You don't hear
that
the
intro key.
chains and kind of the building up. Yeah.
Right.
So good. So good. This would be a great
It's
song
like a
to
Negro
play.
spiritual.
It really is. It's like a modern day Negro spiritual. Yeah.
But with some empowerment.
Yes.
Like, let my people go.
Motivation. Right. We've been let
Yeah.
go to a degree,
Right,
we can sing from a different position now. But it's a good one. I'm gonna have to add this one to my playlist.
You gotta have
I
this
don't
one.
think I have it on my playlist.
When the last time you heard I Believe? They gonna play that one too?
They can play
Oh,
that
yeah.
one too. I believe
She was
I
singing
haven't
on that one,
heard
too.
That one in a minute either.
I think I Believe played first, and then I remember just the group.
Yeah.
And then, because they even got that song, Change is Coming. Hold on. That song on a different album. But I was like, man, they was making some hits.
Man, that group. And I want to say I saw some of the members performing not too long ago.
So they still...
I don't think they're a banded group, but I think some of the members of the group, they'll still get together and sing some of the, music that they recorded. But a great. And this is good music for this. Like, it just
100%.
kind of blends it together. Like, this way, this is
I can put this on repeat
Okay.
and just get some work done.
I'm
Let's
telling
put it on
you.
repeat. I'm not going to get tired of this.
Yeah. And it's a good reminder of that because, man, I had a tough day the other day, and I talked about this with my guests, how that music, it really can speak for you when you
100%.
really don't know the words, but you do know.
It's your ear gaze, man.
Really
That's
is.
consumption. You're consuming words, you're consuming the beat, and you're consuming the energy
The
behind the
spirit
words. The person
behind
who
it.
is putting this together.
That's right.
Like, you're
That's
putting that
right.
all in your brain,
And
all in your body.
there's a motive and a message and an assignment for that music.
Right.
Which is why when we hear this, it's like, okay,
Right.
I'm ready to get the job done.
Right,
I feel
right.
motivated to do the work. Another worship song, okay, it's time for me to rest. It's time for me to set myself apart. So,
And it's another form of warfare, too. That's why they green light the
Absolutely.
other things. They
Yeah.
green light the things that are... Have you seen They Clone Tyrone?
yes.
Man, I'm like...
Yes. And it's so funny because, the scene when they're in the restaurant eating
Yeah.
the chicken.
Yeah.
So, I want to say it because...
Right. Yeah.
They put their sauce on it too.
Yeah.
So my friend, when we go, they should make sure they
And
don't put that
they
stuff on.
call the stuff crack. They the white stuff or whatever, and they put that, and I told somebody that, and they were like, they really call this crack, and I was like, it's not really crack, but it's like seasoning or whatever, but they call it crack.
Because it's so good.
Yeah,
it's something that you really, really want. You look forward to. Man,
it might have some crack in it.
We all in trouble. We all in trouble.
It might got a little smidgen of Coca-Cola.
So where's your property? Like you said, you do tours and stuff like that.
So
we'll mention that.
So my biggest plants I put at my parents' house.
Okay.
Because I can get to them. I got access to them, and I live on the south side now, which they live on the south side. But I have a plot at the Master Garden on Commonwealth and McDuff.
Okay.
And so that's like I think 25 by 25, so that's like 500 square feet. It look raggedy right now, but when I need to till it and it'll be 8 rows, I think I can put 50 plants out there. So I'm using that site. We can talk about this, but I'm going to use that site to let people know, hey, just with this small square footage, this is how many peppers I can grow in this small, because there's people with land. Yeah. There's people who have, it's kind of like the I hear in network marketing, there's people who have time but no money, and there's people who have money but no time. Mm-hmm. And I think that same thing is true. There's people with like some type of ambition to garden or grow or something like that with no land. There's people with land who don't really have no ideas to do it. They just have it, and it's like connecting those. I think that's one of the thrusts behind the Growers Alliance is connecting those people, connecting those dots. There's people who are going to only grow the pepper, like me. But I haven't tried to create a hot sauce. I might have tried it one time, but that's not my intent. Yeah, I'm not gonna become Trey the hot sauce man, most likely. Right. I mean, unless God be like, hey, partnership, somebody else who's in that type of industry. 100%. And they're looking for a different type of pepper. I love leverage. So I mean. And seasoning is a lot of people are getting into seasonings and marketing their own seasoning. So pepper seasoning. 100%. I mean, red pepper flakes is just are we back live? We about to get it? Your head to the sky. Hey. Oh, they're gonna call me singing. Y'all heard me get that note? Optimistic. Listen, Sounds of Blackness always delivers. Don't they? Just talking about that off air, where music, it really does kind of give you an assignment. There is something attached to the song, and we're talking about agriculture and farming and reclaiming that connection to the earth, especially in the Black community. And it's that type of music that kind of empowers you and gets you in the mood to say, you know what? This is what I'm going to play when I start to get my little gardening going. But Trey, why is it important for the Black community to reclaim its connection to farming and agriculture? Primarily because it is a foundational need. When you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, food, water, shelter, those are the things that if you can take care of those base needs, then you can get up into where you can be significant or have community or make an impact and things like that. Those base needs have to be taken care of. And there's a lot of uncertainty around aid when it comes to food, just with the current federal administration, and even I would say our state administration, just wondering where some of the people who are less fortunate are going to be able to more vulnerable, where they're going to be able to get their food from. There's a lot of uncertainty around what America allows in food substances that is not allowed in other parts of the world, and on the back end, what are those consequences of eating things that have more of this or more of that, chemical A, chemical B, the red dyes. Colors, I don't want to bastardize one specific thing because it's like all kind of chemicals going into our drink and food. So I would say it's like the first front of activism and taking control over your life is growing your own food, because you know what's in it if you grew it. Yeah. And how can we really push the importance of this? Because we do fall back into that comfort and that familiarity, and even just a lack of desire to say, because it's not easy. This ain't important. I'm just gonna go on up to the Sprouts and get what they have. I'm just gonna pick up what they got at Publix. I mean, it's a meal. I'm still alive. I've been eating it this long, So how can we kind of nurture that love and that desire? I would say one is this, just for an individual personally that is wanting to take this path. start small and give yourself some grace and mercy.
Yeah, for sure.
I have killed I've killed more fish peppers than anybody else because I've started more of them.
Yeah.
So, it's very forgiving. And I would say start now when you're not in a position to have to need to grow your own food. While you got gainful employment or whatever your situation is where you can go ahead and go to Sprouts or go to Publix and do your thing. That's when you want to start, and you want to figure this out now before. And I'm not like a doomsday conspiracist or anything like that, but there's always something challenging coming down the pike, whether it's COVID, whether it's Hurricane Katrina. You cannot predict it, and so if you prepare now, then you're in a better position than you would have been.
Reduces that stress, reduces that anxiety, all the things
Absolutely.
that will come when there is that unknown factor.
Yep.
The joy of it. I feel like, the excitement, the curiosity, again, talking about children, how they love to be outside. I feel like this will be a great opportunity to kind of formulate that educational piece with
Absolutely.
children. That monetary piece to where, again, when we see what has been produced, this is the amount of money. So many different lessons. I'm also thinking about the different organizations and groups that help with the school type of gardening.
Absolutely.
How can those type of initiatives, in your opinion, be implemented with adults and businesses? I feel like there's an opportunity there for adults to be able to kind of catch that type of business, that type of vision when it comes to gardening and farming.
I've got a great example for that because, when I started Florida Fish Pepper Co., my sale is membership. So I wasn't ever planning to sell the plants or sell the peppers necessarily. I was like, I need to get people growing this. But my oldest daughter, Savannah, last summer, she was raising money for her trip to DC. She's a safety patrol. And there's a plant called African blue basil that it doesn't grow from seed, it grows from propagation, which means you cut a piece of it, you put it in some water, you wait for it to root, and then you put it in the soil. And so she was like, she asked me, she was like, what's the fastest way I can make X amount of money for this trip? And in the back of my mind, I was like, girl, your grandparents gonna pay for that trip, or me, your mama, we paying for you to go to DC. But I saw the opportunity, and I was like, well.
And for her to even ask.
She asked. I love that about her.
How can she make the money to go?
I love that about her.
How much it costs.
Yep.
Pay it.
Yep.
That's a lot.
And so I taught her how to propagate this African blue basil plant. And she was basically printing money because she would propagate the plant, put it in pots, and then sell it it's easier for kids to sell a lot of times because people want to support, right? So she made, I think it was around like $700.
Wow.
That was the most money she had made of her own, like without asking for it or whatever. Just,
Fifth grade.
Yep, she was 10 at the time.
Wow.
And that blew her mind. Now she's trying to bake cookies. She's trying to do everything she can.
Wow.
She didn't go through Girl Scouts where they can learn those things. So I would say that's another thing is exposing your kids to it automatically exposes you to it. But after she did that, I was like, okay, I'm going to start some of these fish peppers and sell the plants too.
The Bible says a child shall lead them.
Right.
Children.
Right.
And their innocence and again in their curiosity, like they'll push the envelope.
You have to refine your child because the reality is a lot of these things that we're thinking about doing or kind of hesitant to do. We had this idea way when we was 5, 7, 10 or whatever, and somebody talked us out of it or we talked ourselves out of it. And just refining that confidence, I think you can find through. Another thing I was going to say about individuals getting into this is don't do it alone.
Right.
Do it with your kids or find whatever community you can do it into. So it's the same as trying to work out. Like if you don't try and start working out and you haven't been doing that, you need to get a group behind you or at least a partner, accountability partner. Absolutely. And there are a lot of people online. It doesn't have to be somebody local necessarily. There's so much information free online, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok University now.
Okay.
And so, the information is out there. Just if at first you don't succeed, try again.
What type of initiatives is the Florida Fish Pepper Company doing right now in the community, and how can other people kind of get connected? Because like you said, community is what will motivate a person and bring that inspiration. What are some initiatives you guys have right now?
So we're set up as a trade association or like a business league. So essentially we're like a group of growers alliance of people all growing the same thing. And so our thing, again, back to my skill set, is events. So we have, you mentioned Lift Every Voice and Sing Park. Yeah. We have a Sunday Fun Day market launching at Lift Every Voice and Sing Park on third Sundays. Okay. We're starting kind of quick with Father's Day, so that's going to be kind of like a soft launch on June 15th. Okay. But the intent behind that is to, in the downtown area, which is also considered a food desert, to bring produce into the downtown area, but also with some fun and family activities and things like that. We just had something called Unity and Flavor, which is, I would say, our flagship summit, if you will, or that's how we launch different cities. So we had Unity and Flavor down in Kissimmee, Florida, where we invited experts in different areas of agriculture to one spot. So it's one thing watching them online and watching people with 500,000, followers, but you're looking at them on like a small 7-inch screen or whatever.
Yeah.
But we had some of those people there. Andre the farmer, who was teaching people how to graft fruit trees. If you want to grow a fruit tree, it's going to take you years and years and years unless you graft it. So he was showing people exactly how to take one fruit tree and connect it to something else, and now you've got a fruit tree you've shortened the time that it's going to take to get you some fruit. We had Big Steel, his name is Malcolm, Big Steel Farm from Broward. He came up and showed people how easy it is to build a garden bed, and he had them get on a drill and drill it in and show them exactly how many pieces it was.
I missed that.
Yeah, so we had that May 31st, and our intent is to take that, because again, that has nothing to do with fish peppers, but the idea is fish peppers, we want for some people to be like kind of like the gateway to gardening.
Right.
But for the people who are already doing farming and stuff like that, hey, this is the gateway to another revenue stream for you. If you've already got 10 acres, if you're going to apply,
seeds,
here's some stuff for an acre, and we're going to be almost a Got Milk campaign for fish peppers. So anybody going on fish peppers, you come out with that sauce. We'll promote that sauce. We're not in competition with anybody who's growing.
Wow. This is exciting, especially because you are here in Jacksonville.
Yep.
In terms of the farming community in Jacksonville, I heard you speak about some of the other cities in Florida. Do you find that this community is growing, and how are you acquiring more individuals to get into fish pepper farming?
Definitely. Yes, fish pepper farming. It's a thing now. So I would say Jacksonville has a great thrust of urban agriculture going on. I'll shout out Man in Overalls, who's in the Springfield area, working on his third farm. He does what's called a CSA farm, which is like a subscription farm where people can pay a certain amount monthly and then come and almost like you pick. And he has just a variety of things. So it's not like a you pick where it's only one crop like blueberries. It's whatever's in season. You can come and pick that and in certain amounts. And that has been going really well. He's got 3 farms, like I said, in Springfield. You got Eat Your Yard Jacks, which is another nonprofit. I would say Jacksonville has a really good farmers market, like independent farmers market community.
Yeah.
Each city has like their traditional farmers market and we have ours on Beaver Street. But I would say, just to be honest, that's not even the best farmers market to go to get fresh, locally grown produce. It's Murray Hill Farmers Market, or Ram has a good amount of farmers that are marketing there among the art and all the other things. You've got Riverside After Dark that Gina Nesbitt does. You've got Atlantic Beach Farmers Market. So I think that Jacksonville, for whatever reason, has this thrust of desire around buying local, eating fresh, shopping small, and because the demand is there, I think that's also creating more people that are getting into the supply area, even if it's just in their backyard.
Especially if they're frequent buyers too. They're probably maybe over years and time, their desire to be able to buy and eat this way even piques their interest to say, you know what, let me see if this is something that I can actually get into as well.
Absolutely. And then you have organizations that I'll highlight, like Blue Zones, which is, if you've never heard of Blue Zones, watch the documentaries. It's just about how people live to 100 and what are some of the lifestyles of these different zones around the entire world that is causing them to live to 100. A lot of it has to do with what they're consuming. And so Blue Zones, as a nonprofit, goes to different cities and tries to help implement some of those strategies in the city by supporting farmers markets or supporting community gardens being built. Melanated Growers is another one. They actually just did a community garden. I think it rains, and so you have people who are not just doing it for their four no more, but also creating a lane where they can help touch other people. I'll highlight Latrina from 32209, The Experience. Again, 32209 is this food desert, and she was able to apply for and get some grants to help people do some backyard gardens, so much so that this is Grand Park area. You got a bunch of people in a network that have backyard gardens that now you can grow different things. And it's like, hey, if you grow on all the collards, I'm gonna grow the beans, he gonna grow the corn, and now we can have community and barter and trade.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. And it's literally getting back to the basics.
Absolutely.
Getting back to that community networking and that community fellowship. And
right.
growing.
Seeds are currency.
Man.
You notice that some of the stuff that they sell at the grocery store don't have seeds in it.
Yes.
The seeds is a level of control as well. We got to have our own seeds so we can grow that stuff.
That's the word right there.
That's it.
We're going to write that down.
Seeds is currency.
Seeds is currency. Come on, someone. Oh,
leave the
man.
is on there too. We're going to say it incorrectly.
Listen.
Not are, they is.
Is. Trey, this has been so good. We're going to make sure, those of you who follow me on Facebook, that we get the names of some of these local farmers and groups that you just mentioned, so that way we can kind of get plugged in. But after this last song, we want to know how to get in contact with you, how people can actually get those subscriptions or sign up with what you're doing, so we can start growing those
fish peppers.
Florida fish peppers, and have them in our food. So our last song is I Believe.
Come on now, Sounds of Blackness.
Set up the song for us, Trey. Set it up for us.
Sounds of Blackness, I Believe. I don't want to do it injustice by saying too much. Just close your eyes, sit back, and really lean in. She's going to sing this right here.
Come on, enjoy I Believe, Sounds of Blackness.
Believe on me.
I believe, hey, this has been so. Will you come back? Will you come back on my show? Will you come back on my show?
I won't come back on your show. We got to do an update.
This is really good.
Yeah.
I really do feel like I was in school. I was being a little bit facetious at the beginning of the hour, but man, this is very valuable information. I think about, I have a townhome, but I got a pretty good sized backyard.
Yeah.
And I'm just
it don't take much.
Opportunities that you can just have to grow something that really can feed your soul.
Right.
And improve just the quality and the interest of your life. Because granted, peppers aren't the type of vegetable,
right.
But
they're not even a cash crop. You can't live off fish peppers.
Right.
So this is just something that's interesting. It's cool. It looks. So this is what it looks like. I should have just showed you this. They're like green and white like that, and they're spicy, but what will make them special is us more than anything else. We will make them special. It's a jewel that we get behind, tell the story of, and it's like, hey, we get to extend this story from Haiti and Horace Pippin to Florida, and even I forgot to make the comment online, but even like. Just because it's called Florida Fish Pepper Co., we got members in Texas, we got members in Oregon, we got members in New Jersey, and so just like Kentucky Fried Chicken, they everywhere. They got Kentucky Fried Chicken in Japan, it's just the origin point, but we don't want to be exclusive at all as far as where we're growing them at.
I love it. This is for me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I love it. So how many fish peppers do you have right now in terms with your crop? Like
how many actual peppers?
Yeah.
I haven't counted. They're all on the plant, so I haven't cut them off. But not that many, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I really do distribute. But when that guy asked me to have 3.5 pounds, it made me think like, okay, in the first year I was all distribute, but maybe I need to reconsider. Because if people, you got to lead by example. So I'm thinking like maybe that plot that I'm not yet really using to its full capacity and on Commonwealth, maybe that's where I show this is how many peppers you can produce on the fall harvest. It was X amount of pounds and pounds and pounds.
That'd be a bit
and that's I think that's because it's numerical, and then that will give somebody like how much you sell per pound, and like that'll give people an idea of how to really monetize it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm like phasing out of like how do you grow it into like how do you monetize it.
That's statistical data. So if somebody wants to invest and be able to start purchasing those, you'll be able to say, this time of year this is the projection for this type of year. This is the approximate amount of money you can possibly make based on this projection.
Exactly.
So that's good. Now you have a team, right? That's working with you.
So I have a board of. I have a board because it's registered as a nonprofit. So I have a board, and we're more so just making decisions on as the money comes in. Do we do this event? Do we do that? My team is really my girlfriend. She does she helps me start the seeds and keeps me on track with the website and things like that. But I need more people. I'll say this too. Wealth Watchers has been super helpful.
Okay.
I needed to shout them out too.
Yeah.
They manage the farm at Newtown behind EW.
Okay.
So there's like a kind of like a micro farm down Pierce Street. That they grow all kind of stuff there. They helped me grow the fish peppers the first year around. I think they got a few out there now.
Okay.
But he has I think they have a program where they bring either students or young adults through to learn whether it's like carpentry or farming and things like that. And so manpower wise, they've been able to help me like till or weed or plant more stuff at the even at the other site.
So how many total sites do you have?
So if you count, I kind of count Newtown.
Pause just for a second. I can ask this question on air.
Okay.
So transition to the song's almost over. So what I'm going to do when we come back on the air, you'll talk about how many locations that you have, and then you can do the shout out to the other companies when we go back on the air. You're going to just kind of talk about how many locations that you have, and then you can shout out the different companies that were kind of helping you. And then we'll just talk about the vision. What is your vision for Black farmers and agriculture here in Jacksonville, and what are some ways that the community can kind of get involved with the vision?
Okay.
We'll kind of close it out already. And that was, I Believe, by Sounds of Blackness. Oh, just another feel-good song on this day to help us to stay optimistic about our future, especially in the areas of agriculture and farming. And Trey, you've just been doing such an incredible job of educating us on farming, making us more curious about ways that we can implement that into our daily lives, and then also just empowering the community to see how they can get behind you and what you're doing. And so we were just talking about off air how many locations that you're actually growing these Florida fish peppers.
So I would say probably about 8. And the reason I say 8 is because some people just offer to adopt a plant, but I still take the peppers from it or whatnot.
Yeah.
So there was a lady on 8 that sells, she sells boiled peanuts.
Okay.
So
Ooh, I thought those peppers are good.
Yeah, she hasn't used it yet. So and she she has to do the spicy boil now. So she's right near the Shops of Pearl over there by like where Cookbook was and all that stuff over there. Auntie Peaches. Matter of fact, Auntie Peaches has some. Foxy Lady has some. But those are their peppers. But the main sites, I would say Newtown, especially last year, Newtown Success Zone has a farm behind Edward Waters and like the Edward Waters area behind Pierce. Will Barker, shout out to him and Wealth Watchers who manages that area. So that's one site. I have a 25 by 25 plot in the Master Garden demonstration garden over off Commonwealth and McDuff. So that's part of the UF IFAS Extension Office. That's the biggest one. That's going to be the one. It's not till right now. We need to replant there, but that's going to be the one that's going to be like the high level pepper producer.
It's a good location too.
I got them at the apartment, which I'm actually moving to the other side of town. So I'll have a new site on the north side as well. Then we've got my parents' house. They got some space in the back. So I'm borrowing, like I'm the Airbnb of farmer right now. I ain't got no 10 acres all together, but with our powers combined.
I love it because it's innovative
Yeah.
and it's unexcusable, right? Because so many times we'll look for, I don't have this and I don't have that, but it's like, what do you have? What do you have in your hands?
Right.
How many pots do you have that can be filled? And that's literally what you've been doing and really making this something so valuable in our community and something that we can get behind. So, and looking ahead, what's your vision for the future of Black agriculture and how can our community get involved with supporting you and making it happen?
So, and you can correct me if I'm wrong if you go on the websites, but I want to say the average farmer right now, regardless of ethnicity, is approaching 60 or over 60. I want to say it was 58 years old. And so what my vision is for people to kind of get into that lane because our food system is very, very important. I also shout out the Duval Food Policy Council because they're making a lot of moves as it relates to zoning and litigation and policy and things like that to where starting a farm in an urban area is more accessible, and it's been a challenge for certain people to kind of get the right POU or or COU, I should say, or know how to designate this property so that I can grow and sell sell produce from here.
Right.
And so that's my vision, is for more and more people to get involved to where we can lower that average farmer age number down, and they look like us.
We need some younger farmers.
Yeah, we need some younger farmers to grow that.
A little more longevity.
Yep. Technology is here that wasn't around before. Buying land but utilizing the land that we have, keeping grandma's house, keeping heirs' property intact with the family, estate planning and things like that. And I think that will put us in a position where, again, if you don't want to be the farmer, but you're the doctor, the lawyer, the orthodontist, or whatever that has the wherewithal to have this land, making those connections and really making it a communal thrust.
Yeah, I think about the show Queen Sugar and just that whole familial concept and the way that they were trying to protect and preserve that land, and just kind of the ebbs and flows of life and the values that kind of shift within that. But in the long run, it was something that was theirs, and just the empowerment of knowing that this is something that is mine, that can be fruitful, not only for me and my family, but my community. It just says a lot about how something is so much bigger than us. How can people stay in contact with you and even start connecting with the Florida Fish Company?
On Instagram, we're at Florida Fish Pepper Co., all spelled out. All the words are the normal spelling. On Facebook, you just have to spell it out again. I'm on Instagram as Gene for the Peeps. That's GENE, the number 4, THEPEEPS. We've got a website, www.floridafishpepperco.com, and it's still under construction a little bit, but I would say social media, we're most active on that. It's free. It's our marketing thing. So if you message us on there, we'll get you, we've got a form to fill out to become a member, get you the seeds, and let's grow together. So
before we finish our conversation, I want you to tell me something funny that happened with one of your peppers, because you said it's a really hot pepper.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sure people that may have come in contact with these veggies
I got one.
maybe underestimate their potency or power.
That's exactly right.
Or because of the residue that may be on your hands from this pepper.
So I will say that any spicy pepper, wash your hands. If you've been handling spicy peppers or the seeds, wash your hands before you touch any moist crevices of your body, from your eyes to wherever else you could think of. And also,
real quick.
So real quick, here's the story. There was a lady who I met. I was at Crispy's, and she was just very conversational at Crispy's. She asked me what I did. I told her. And so she said her son did the hot chip challenge. So her and her son were going to do the fish pepper challenge.
Oh, wow.
So when I tell you she did it, and she was like, oh, it's good. She liked the flavor, but that heat kind of continues to rise. This lady had a tear fall from her eye. She was trying to hold it together. She literally cried. It is not that hot, but she was overestimating herself.
So there has been a Florida Fish Pepper challenge.
There's been a Florida Fish Pepper. You can look at it on TikTok. I didn't put many of those on Instagram, but it's just, most people don't buy a spicy pepper just straight up.
Yeah.
But
so if you remember, how many were consumed? The person that won, how many were they able to consume?
No, it's just one. It's just one. Just one. I only do, because my supply ain't where I'm just giving out the peppers.
I understand.
So
you're not having festivals for just eating the peppers, right? Just
not yet.
Not yet. It's coming. It's coming. Man, I am so excited. Trey, thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Thank you for educating us. And this is some valuable information, again, right here in Jacksonville.
This is the place to be. Turn your radio station to victory. But the Spirit of the Lord is liberty. Tune in to the station that set you free. We going up right now. Please tune in. Don't touch that dial. We so blessed that you want to know how. Not talking. We just living out loud.